Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. We're going to be making a recipe that I had to find through trial and error. When we go out to eat or at home, we love salmon, and even my grandkids like salmon, and we like it to cook it on the grill, but then we like a bourbon glaze over the top of it, and a local restaurant has one of the best bourbon glazes, so we took time to try to duplicate that or replicate that. And the recipe I'm going to share with you is as close as we've come. So what you're going to need, you're going to need a tablespoon of olive oil. You're going to need half a medium onion that you chop up. Now, again, I've said several times, our family's not big on onions, so there's about a quarter of an onion in here. But the recipe, if you like it stronger, you can add the half an onion. We need 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We need a tablespoon of crushed pineapple. Now, when you use your pineapple, don't waste the remainder of it that you have after you use your tablespoon out of your can. What I'm going to make later, I'm going to make some pineapple bars, so I will share that recipe with you as well, but please don't waste ingredients. I don't ever like to do that. You're also going to use some brown sugar, and you can use light or dark brown sugar. It's going to take a cup and a half of that. You're going to need some bourbon, and you don't need to do expensive bourbon. You're going to need a quarter cup. You can buy Jack Daniel's bourbon. You can buy Evan Williams. There are several options out there, but I wouldn't spend a lot on the bourbon because it just mingles with the flavor. You're going to need 1 1/4 cups of pineapple juice. And again, when you drain your crushed pineapple, use that juice, and then if you need to add some regular pineapple juice to it, do that. You're going to need a teaspoon of soy sauce. You're going to need 1/4 cup of teriyaki sauce. You're going to need 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, which I have out. You're going to need 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You're going to need a teaspoon of red wine vinegar, and then some cayenne pepper, 1/8 teaspoon. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to saute your onion and your garlic in some olive oil. About a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, got my onion, which again, I'm using about 1/4 of an onion, not the half. Two teaspoons of minced garlic. And we're going to saute those just to get the flavors going and to soften the onion. I've been busy this morning trying to get everybody in my schedule that's willing to come cook with me, and we've got several people lined up, looking forward to it. And so you need to make sure you join us on our sessions, and both on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. So once I get that sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and add all of my other ingredients. So I'm just waiting for this to get tender, and then I'll add all those other ingredients and bring that to a boil. At that point, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer and let it simmer, and it'll take 20 to 30 minutes to simmer and thicken up. So it's going to reduce by quite a bit in that time. And I've also found that if it doesn't reduce to the thickness that you like, because we like our bourbon glaze fairly thick, if it doesn't reduce as far as you want it to, you can always add a slurry of cornstarch and water to it, but just enough to get it the thickness that you like. Don't overdo it. And I will show you that here after it reduces. Okay, my onions and garlic are tender that I sauteed in the olive oil. So now I'm going to go ahead and add those other ingredients. Like I said, I have a tablespoon of crushed pineapple. I have 1.5 cups of brown sugar, light or dark. The dark gives you a little more flavor, but you can use either one. I have my bourbon, my 4th cup of bourbon. I have my 1 1/4 cups of pineapple juice. And I need a teaspoon of soy sauce. And a half, oh, excuse me, use the right lid here. 1/4 cup of teriyaki. Three tablespoons of lemon juice. Squeeze it too much. And you can use fresh lemon juice if you prefer. 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Again, we're going to combine all of these and bring that to a boil. You need a teaspoon of red wine vinegar. I shouldn't use my left hand. I'm not very good with my left hand. And then you need 1/8 teaspoon, or to taste, some cayenne pepper. Bring that to a boil and then drop it down to a simmer and let it reduce by about half, and that will take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so our bourbon glaze has been simmering, and as you can see, it's still pretty liquid. And like I told you before, we like our bourbon glaze to be a little bit thicker, and so I went ahead and I made a slurry out of about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to 1/2 cup of water. Now, I may not need all of this slurry, but as it's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit until it gets to the thickness that we desire. So I can do this as I stir. And it will also thicken up just a little bit in the refrigerator. I got out a pint mason jar, and I'm going to store this in the refrigerator, and you can store it for a week or 2 in the refrigerator and use it. Like I said, you can use it on your salmon like we're going to do, or your cooked carrots. You could use it on chicken. You can use it on a number of things, but again, I'm just adding this slurry gradually to thicken it up. And once it gets to that consistency that we like, I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit more. Then it's ready to place in that jar and refrigerate. And that's all there is to the slurry and the bourbon glaze. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.